Okay, so this is the video that I promised you in class about how to use matrices to solve systems of equations on the Ti84 calculator. So I have a problem that we did in class right here, and we're going to do this on the calculator. Now notice over here, the second row here has this problem, system of three equations and three unknowns already translated into a matrix. That is always a good idea. Do that by hand, write out the matrix, then use the calculator. You're going to input the matrix on the calculator. All right, so I'm going to go from here. So the first thing we have to do is enter the matrix module. And the matrix module you get to by going second and x to the -1. We're going to move over here to edit. I need to edit a matrix. I'm just going to edit matrix A. So the first thing I have to do is to dimension the matrix. Now notice I have a system here of three equations, three unknowns. And when I come over here and look at the matrix, that gives me a matrix with 3 rows and 4 columns. So that is what I need to input, is 3 rows and 4 columns. So 3 rows, 4 columns, and notice I get a nice little 3x4 matrix sitting there on my screen. Now I have to enter the matrix row by row. So I'm going to start with the first row, which is 2, 2, 0, 6. Second row, 1, 1, 1, 1. Third row, 3, 4, -1, 13. All right, here's where you want to stop. Take that extra 30 seconds and just double check and make sure your matrix is correct. Just because one little mistake in here can lead to all sorts of problems and the wrong answer. So I'm checking mine and it looks good. So we're going to exit the matrix editor back to the home screen. Then go back into the matrix module, move over here to math. All right, now what we want to do is we want to take this matrix to reduce row echelon form just in one step. So I'm going to use the up arrow key here, and I'm going to go to option B, RREF. RREF is reduced row echelon form. Pull that onto the home screen. Now that I've got that on the home screen, I have to tell it what matrix I want it to do this to. So I'm going to go back into the matrix module. I'm going to stay right here on names, and notice matrix A, that's the one I entered, now has a dimension next to it. All right, so I'm going to pull it in. Now I could at this point, if I wanted to, just hit enter right here and get an answer. But because I don't know what the solution is going to be, and I might end up with decimals, I want to tell the calculator to do this in fractions. So I'm going to hit enter, and now I've got my reduced row echelon form. 1's on the diagonal, 0's everywhere else. So this gives me the solution to the system of equations. All right, I've got a 1 in the first position in the first row where the x should be. So that is x equals, on the right-hand side, 1. I've got, on the second row, I've got a 1 where the y should be. And on the right-hand side, that's a 2, so that is y equals 2. And in the third row, I've got a 1 where the z should be, and on the right-hand side, I've got a -2, so that is z equals -2. So I have a solution for this system of equations. X equals 1, y equals 2, and z equals -2.